to the Sherwood Urban Farm. In today's video I'm so excited to show you my raised bed. Guys, it's done. It took a lot of work, a lot of injury, but it is so worth it. I'm so pleased with the way it's turned out. So I'm going to show you my these beds, these sort of elevated beds, and then my tall raised beds, and we'll just see how beautiful my autumn garden is looking. I'm so excited for this season. The growing season of last was terrible. I had terrible harvests. I couldn't even give you a harvest video, but this season I'm so excited. I think I'm going to have a lot of food coming out of this garden. We'll start here in my in-ground beds. I only have these 4 left in the ground, and I'm pleased with them. They can stay as long as they perform. But yeah, as you can see, this one I've put to rest. This side, this is where all my sweet potatoes are. Really hoping for a lot of sweet potatoes. I've also got a pawpaw tree here. It struggled along. I had more than one. I'm hoping that this is going to be okay. The other one died. Something actually ate it. Some of the varieties of pawpaws are self-pollinating. Others they need some cross-pollination. So I really hope this is a self-pollinating variety. Otherwise it's going to get composted. And then along the fence, my gooseberries are growing so beautifully. It's just incredible what the rain does. I mean, I could water if I had water at that time, but there's nothing like when it rains. It's just incredible. It's like God himself is watering your garden and things just grow. Next to them are my pots. I've got strawberries and then little Michaelmas daisies, and I just love them. They just make the garden pop with their little daisies. So this is my second bed of garlic. I've got garlic in that box over there, and I wasn't actually going to plant in ground again, garlic that is, but I had so many cloves of garlic left, and I had bought it from Living Seeds, and I thought, well, I've got to do something with it. I've got nowhere else to go, so I put it in this bed. What I did do is I sort of like with the permaculture, they got that broad fork, and then I haven't got a broad fork. I've got a narrow fork. And so I sort of just loosened it because it's sort of a bit clayish. I brought this soil in, and then I dug a trench and I filled it with chicken manure compost, so that the garlic will grow beautifully in it. It will have a strong smell and really be strong medicinally as well. That helps a lot if there's more sulfur. And I've stuck them in just recently, so they haven't come up yet. But I am very pleased with putting them here. I believe it's going to go well. I still need to put mulch on the top of this. Here next to my banana tree, I have another in-ground bed which I'm not going to plant. The reason is because it's just so close to the banana tree, and so I've just put my pots in here. Yeah, and I think it looks quite nice with all the different varieties of plant pots here, and strawberries, and I've got some herbs, and then I still have a rack of bananas. They were a lot smaller, the rack, than my first rack of bananas, but I do see that they are actually starting to fatten up now, and hopefully we will have some bananas in June, July. And now we get to my first raised bed. Yo, I can't tell you how pleased I am. I mean, it was a mission to get sand to bring in and try and source it and get it here and all of that, and I ended up ordering compost after thinking, no, I just want to order sand, and then I thought, oh, maybe compost is better, but I'm glad I did, because then I was still able to get sand from my brother. So in this bed I have lettuce, variety of actually these are iceberg lettuce, the green ones, and then it's an oak lettuce on the corners over there that's bordering the bed, and then in the middle I have onions. Now you will notice that there's a lot going on in between, and you'd think, oh, you should be weeding. What is coming up here is lettuce. I have so many little baby lettuce, and my neighbor has so kindly offered for me to stop growing across the road and her garden in the back, and so I thought I will pull up all these little lettuce seedlings that have come up by themselves, and I'm going to go plant them across the road. And however, there are gooseberries. I mean, the two biggest weed varieties that I get, especially after I've just put down new compost, is it's going to be tomatoes and gooseberries, Cape gooseberries. Oh my hat, they're trying to take over the world. And then in the corner I had that I bought from the nursery as a little plug, and it was supposed to have been a baby cabbage, but it turns out to be a broccoli, and I'm pleased with that. It's fine. It was in the box over there, the planter box there, but because I wanted to plant my garlic there, I moved it here, and it moved great. It was fine. It's doing wonderfully. Then I do have 3 baby cabbage along here. You watched my last video. Here is my planter box, which has got my garlic in. They've already started coming up. I was amazed, within a week they shot out their leaves. I really need to get that copper soap to start spraying them before the rains come, and then they get ruined by rust. The lemon tree is doing great. It's got blossoms on. It started to shoot out some more leaves on the branches which we pruned back, so I'm so pleased with that. And then I have, along the little pathway, I've planted some petunias just to bring some color, and of course all the nasturtiums are popping up. I will thin them out as we go along because I don't want them to overtake anything. And then underneath the lemon tree I've also planted some oreganum. It's sort of the creeping variety, which I'm very keen for. That should then sort of fill in all those spaces over there. And on this side I have my buckets. These are all 20-litre buckets, which I normally grow potatoes in, so I do have some potatoes in them. But I had decided I would trial carrots, and that is going very well. I'm super pleased with how well the carrots are doing here. I have a blueberry. Obviously they're going dormant now for winter. Here we have my L-shaped bed. I have peas planted along that side. Those are a snap pea. I believe those are the Kennedy ones, and then there's just a regular snap, not the Oregon snap pea. It's the one that sort of fattens out nicely. And then all along this side I have baby cabbage, and there are some broccoli as well. This is the second L-shaped bed, and in here I have, along the edge, I've got some more baby cabbage, and then there's some broccoli, and on either side this is a broccoli and there is a cauliflower. What I still must do is so I'm just going to directly sow some more pea seeds along the side there so that they can climb onto the fencing and be able to withstand the prevailing easterly or westerly winds that we get here. We have my eldest daughter's raised bed. She has some different varieties of lettuce. She's got some oak, green oak, and some brown oak lettuce, and then she has broccoli and baby cabbage and flat leaf parsley in this bed. It is not getting a lot of sun, so things are going a little bit slower here, but as soon as this white stinkwood drops its leaves, then there will be much more sun and things will start to grow much faster here. Now this bed was much more successful with the granadellas growing around it. The rabbit does really enjoy eating it, so often you'll see that the growth tips are being gnawed off when it sort of hangs down, but I try to just sort of shove it in to, there we go, just so that the rabbit doesn't get hold of it. But I've already got a fruit coming on that side. I didn't even notice that it was already flowering, so I'm quite excited. I see there's a lot more buds, and oh, I see here's even a little praying mantis. It's just amazing when you create like an ecosystem like this, then the life just comes. In this bed I have just yesterday I planted out Golden Globe beetroot, and I've never grown that. I'm hoping it's going to be a lot sweeter than your regularly like Detroit Red or Crimson Globe. And then I have some onion seedlings in here, and then I'm just waiting for the last of my peppers to finish. That's a red pepper, and I've got a yellow pepper over here, and then I might actually just pull those plants out. These are overwintered last year, but I don't know if I'm going to do that again. And then over here, just yesterday I planted the multicolored Swiss chard spinach that we call it. It's not looking so great. I should have planted them out long ago. So I might have to do another second sowing of that. And then I still have 2 eggplants in here. I will leave them as long as they are still fruiting. Last year I had almost throughout the whole winter I had eggplant, so I will just leave those ones here. And then behind me is the square bed. Oh man, it's just, if you don't fill your raised beds, maybe with rocks would probably help. When they're this tall, you can just put half of it even with rocks, but you're gonna have to pack it tightly. Otherwise, I did logs in here, and they were big pine logs. But what's happening now, as they're decomposing, it's been 2 years, there is just these sinkholes, and I'm losing plants into the holes here. So I need to fill this one up, but I have got so much going on in this bed that I'm just waiting for, like, there's still some peppers that are finishing up here, sweet peppers. I have baby cabbages. I've still got these beautiful eggplants. They're doing so well. I had, this was a broccoli, and then I harvested it, but what has happened, I had expected it to shoot out side shoots, which they normally do, but this one's not, so I think I'm just going to pull it out and feed it to the rabbits. In this L-shaped bed, I've got multi-sown Texas grano onions, and then I also have a granadilla that is supposed to be trailing all along around the bed, specifically on this side, because when the sun is at the angle that it is now in autumn, then it hits the side here, and the glare inside the house is just impossible. But unfortunately, the mouse birds, they really do enjoy these leaves, and so they've had a really good go at it. And it was also in summer, it was sort of overgrown by the butternut. But I have multi-sown these onions, and I normally don't like to do that because I don't often get that really big onions that way. But what has happened is, when I bought the little plugs, there were just so many, and I just sort of stuck them in everywhere. So then I thought, oh well, even if they are a bit smaller, there's just going to be that many onions, so it'll be fine. This L-shaped bed, I have radish, but a variety I've never grown before. It's called Hongvit. They're nice and long like this. And then I have got more golden glow beetroot here, and then on this side I have got the what was it called? Snowball turnips. Very excited about all these new varieties which I ordered from Living Seeds. These are ones that we can't just go to the supermarket or to the local garden center and get from. So I'm very pleased with these varieties. I'm hoping they germinated great. Everything was going great, so it looks good. In fact, what is interesting about this bed is I had just filled it straight from the duck run. So I just took all the compost out of there and I filled it. And these things are doing well. They're looking good. So I've got some exciting new varieties this year that I've never grown before. As I mentioned before, I have got the Golden Globe beetroot, and then I also have sugar beets. They're not as vigorous as your regular beetroot as far as I can tell, but I'm hoping to try out to maybe make some sugar from them. We'll see how that goes. Apparently it's the easiest plant to get sugar out of, so I'll still do some research on that. And then here, all along here, I've got the Norfolk Green Globe turnips. Now, I never used to like turnips at all, but if you put them in a stir fry, they're great. Then it's fine. You don't really taste that bitterness at all. I still have a sprouting broccoli, green sprouting broccoli over there. They just carry on producing for a very long time. So it's keeping us going until the other broccoli plants are producing and flowering as well. And this is the last bed I'm going to show you. This is my youngest daughter's raised bed, and she has got onions and flat leaf parsley and two varieties of oak leaf lettuce, the green one, and then the red, red, brown, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspired you to get in the garden and grow your own food. There is nothing like it. The taste is just next level. If you did enjoy this video, then please like and subscribe and share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know that whenever I upload a video, which is about every 2 weeks, I hope you have a lovely day further, and I'll see you in the next video.